So back in FIFA 17, you were actually able to do the Messi and SUAREZ penalty on the game. You could pass the ball, and it was a really cool feature that, you know, sometimes could work. Well, on FIFA 23, this is not possible anymore, but I believe I have found a different solution to this penalty. So first of all, this is a very, very high risk penalty. I would never recommend doing it online, but I mean, you could try to if you have practiced it a lot, because it takes quite a bit of practice, guys. But it actually is a lot easier than it looks. So because you cannot pass the ball on a penalty in FIFA 23, you pretty much have to use the crossbar as a teammate. So yeah, of course, what you have to pretty much do is that you have to take penalties with, you know, a player that, you know, takes penalties on your team. So for example, Lionel Messi, I did so much practice with him in the arena. I'll show you guys the footage of that later on, until I pretty much, you know, mastered what exact moment, what exact amount of power I have to have in order for him to get the perfect crossbar shot. And afterwards, it is actually really easy to do. Now, there's a couple of things which you have to do in order to master this, and the first thing is that you actually have to hold the joystick button upwards when taking the penalty. This is really, really important, or else you're not going to be getting the height on it. And then right after, guys, right after the player has kicked the ball, or right after he chips the ball into the crossbar, you have to press the L1 button or the right joystick button to change player as fast as possible. Because if you do not do that, chances are the other team's defense is gonna get the ball before you. As you guys can see right here, though, I was able to do it pretty easily with Ousmane Dembele for Barcelona. And yeah, that was because I was able to, you know, quickly press L1 or the right joystick button, so he positions himself there in the middle, guys. And make sure when you do this penalty as well, chip the ball in the middle. Do not go to any of the sides, because then the defenders is 100% gonna get the ball. But if you chip it through the middle, chances are, if you time it correctly, you're gonna have your teammates literally going straight into the middle of the box, and they're gonna be there for the rebound. So yeah, I was not able to do this in any online games just yet, but I'm sure after a little bit more you know, games, I can also do that. But in offline, such as career mode and stuff, guys, this is really, really not that difficult to be able to pull off, and it is, as I said, much more easier than it actually looks like. You just need to do a little bit of practicing in the arena with the player that you're going to be doing it with, and yeah, after like 10 minutes you're going to be good to go. So look at this run from Dembele, guys. It was literally perfect, and the finish wasn't even that great, because, you know, even though it was pretty close there, the finish wasn't that great, but it was able to go in. So let me go into the arena, guys, and show you how easy this is, and practice a little bit with Lionel Messi. I'm going to show you guys how consistent I have become with this technique right now in the arena. This is a great place to learn or practice this, because obviously you want to use a player that you have on your team that's taking penalties, and you want to practice as much as possible to get to know the exact amount of power that you need. So right now, you know, with Messi, I'm using him in my team, and yeah, I figured out that he needs a little bit of an inaccurate penalty here. So I'm gonna hit it about, you know, in the yellow area, press the button up, and as you guys can see, it doesn't need bounce back. And sometimes, of course, when it hits the crossbar, if it's not totally perfect, it might bounce down into the ground pretty quickly. What you want is obviously to get that bounce that goes back in to the area. So once again, guys, gonna hit it, you know, a little bit. That might be a little bit too much power. No, it does hit the crossbar, and that ball was actually going back to Leo. But in the arena, you obviously just use one player, so it's not gonna be, you know, able to actually score the rebounds. That is the only thing you can do in game. But still, I am gotten pretty consistent here with Leo Messi. I am getting all of these, as you guys can see, 3 in overall right there. So yeah, of course, this is different from player to player. I'd recommend to obviously go ahead and practice in the arena. It's the best way possible if you guys want to learn this technique. Use the player that you're going to be having on penalties in game, and get to know exactly the amount of power he needs on the penalty. Make sure, guys, go ahead and send me some clips on Twitter if you're able to pull this off in an online match. That would be really, really impressive. But right now, I'm back on FIFA 18, guys, and this was a possibility possibility in FIFA 17. In FIFA 18, they changed it up a little bit, but still you were able to do this penalty because they still had, you know, the same system pretty much. So as you guys can see right here, they got the arrow. You can move your player around, which was just incredible. I love this penalty system. It's probably the favorite one I've ever had on any FIFA game. So you were not able to pass the ball on this one, but still what you could do is literally do, you know, very little power, and you could go ahead and pretty much give like sort of a pass. I think, you know, if you added a couple of sliders and stuff, this was possible on FIFA 18 as well, but at least on FIFA 17 this was super easy to do. Unfortunately, I was not able to download FIFA 17 for this video, but yeah, it was you know, much easier. You could do this penalty pass, and something that I wish that they add, guys, on FIFA, you know, 24. It's not even going to be called FIFA 24, but something that I wish that they add is more things around the penalties. You know, not just you know, the boring ones that we have now. You have to go to either one of the sides. They should add, you know, different penalty animations, like the penalty jump, which obviously has been super popular the last few years in real life. A lot of players do this technique right now. They should definitely add that into the game. They should also add you know, an option to if you want, pass the ball. I mean, why not? We have seen it happen in real life, not just with Messi, but Cruyff has done it back in the day. There is a few different players as well who has done this technique. I believe also Robert Pires did it for Arsenal once with Thierry Henry. So yeah, this would also be fun to have in FIFA 24. I just miss, you know, back in the day when we used to have a lot of variety and you know, ways to take the penalties. Even though it was kind of chaotic, it was still pretty funny. So here we are with Messi. We could move around and everything like that. And of course, we got the arrow. Let's try and go for a top corner goal. And then obviously you could speed up as well. So I was a big fan of this penalty shootout system. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. But in my opinion, penalties used to be better back in the day. And to all of my subscribers who are playing PES or eFootball, this is actually easier to do on this game, guys. You're going to be getting it almost every single time as long as you haven't practiced it. So with Lionel Messi, I figured that he needs about 3/4 power on this bar. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be trying to doing. But as you guys can see right here, you can just use the aiming guide, which is super easy. Just aim for the crossbar and you don't even have to chip it this time. So let's go ahead and get the power up. I think this should be pretty good. This time though, unfortunately, the keeper stood in the middle, but we can get the same amount of power again, pretty much. So this one should be getting to the crossbar, back into the box, and oh my god, what a terrible miss that was with Di Maria. But as you guys can see, it's a very easy technique to do as well. It is way easier on PES or eFootball because you don't have to go ahead and, you know, spam L1, or you don't have to go ahead and spam the joystick button because the players are automatically going to position themselves for the rebound. So yeah, guys, it is very easy to do on PES as well. And as I said, if you're able to do this in an online game, that would be so disrespectful, but at the same time it would be so cool. So make sure you guys to send me a video on Twitter if you're able to perform it. But yeah, that is it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoy this new little bit of a penalty style on FIFA and PES eFootball. Drop a like for more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and that is it for now. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.